Good day everyone, I'm Jeremy Salon and today I will be discussing the internal analysis, various aspects with corresponding strengths and weaknesses, and the application of the actual internal analysis to my subject entity, which is the Manila Hotel Corporation. So after this video, I'm expecting you all that you will learn how to make an actual internal analysis and apply this to your actual entity. Also, you will be able to identify the strengths and weaknesses under the management and human resource aspects. So, before I start, I just want to remind you that all in-text citation must be in APA format, and all the list of references must be included and provided at the end of the financial plan. Also, we need to put at least 5 bullets or facts under each aspect, ranging from a praise to a two-line sentence. So to start, internal analysis has 6 aspects, which are the management, human resource, financial, technical, operational, and the market aspect. So here in this video, I will only cover the first 2 aspects, which are the management and the human resource aspect. The better the company understands its own strengths and weaknesses, the better they'll be able to draw on their assets and develop strategies to address those challenges. And one way to do that is through internal analysis. Internal analysis is a valuable tool for mapping the situation, giving special emphasis to your company's qualities and problems. So, internal analysis is an exploration of your organization's competency, cost position, and competitive viability in the marketplace. So, upon conducting an internal analysis, you will be able to figure out and discover how great your organization or company is through the strengths, competitive edge among its competitors in the marketplace, and also you will be able to figure out the weaknesses of the company.
I go.
So the data generated in the internal analysis is very important because you can use it to develop strategic planning objectives to your business to sustain and grow your business. Upon conducting the internal analysis, there are 2 important measures you need to consider. And first is, you need to consider the level of strength and competency of your organization. Always remember that an organization with a strong level of competency has a solid brand identity, built upon by the expertise, capabilities, and resources of the organization or the company. What do I mean with a solid brand identity? So if your company is very strong enough or competitive enough, it will make a mark not just to the company, but to all the people. So strengths answer the questions, what do we do well or what is good about our product? Strengths differ from opportunities. It's because organizations have control over the presence of the opportunities while in the strength they don't have. So now let's proceed to the second measure of the internal analysis, which is the organization's weaknesses. So every organization has its own weaknesses. So these are the things that they don't do as well. And this is very relevant to the company, especially if it affects or prevents the company upon achieving its mission. So here, weaknesses are negative and internal that causes harm to the organization. Weakness also differs from the threats, much like the difference from the strengths and the opportunities. So every organization in the same industry faces the same threats, but the only thing that is unique about the company is their weaknesses and how they are going to act with the specific weakness. So if you know your weakness, you know what you can do about it. So now let's move on to the aspects. So first is the management aspect. So management aspect deals with the characteristics of the organization such as its size, its structure, expertise, and the background or influence, and even the credit standing personalities such as the board of directors and executive officers. So normally in the management aspect, it deals with the management itself and even the physical aspect of the company. So next is the human resource aspect. So human resource aspect from the word itself, human resource. So it deals primarily issues related to the people such as the hiring, performance management, wellness, and the employee administration. So now let's proceed to my illustration, which is the Manila Hotel. So I have here my illustration for Manila Hotel Corporation. So here are the strengths for the management aspect. So number 1 is the Manila Hotel has an ongoing progression of work and the transformation project which will be pursued over a 2 or 3 year period. And it will also include the renovation of the hotel's port cashier or covered driveway, which will explain proving too small to accommodate your bosses. So, under the management aspect, so Manila Hotel already incurred and did a renovation to improve its structure. So next is the solid reputation for delivering superior customer service. So here in the second number under the management aspect, we will notice the expertise of the employees to deliver such customer service to their customers. So for the third aspect is the strong government support behind the industry. So we will cover here under the management aspect the influence of the government in the specific management. So it is already considered a strength because a government, when a company is supported by a government, so a company can get endorsements from the government. Since government is very connected with the public, so the company can be seen through the endorsement of the government. So for the fourth number, Manila Hotel Management continues to transform through the years. So this is a generalized strength of the management. So since it also covers the renovation, so for the last number, the hotel management emphasizes a strong sense of inner values and they recognize the values that the founders imparted to the organization. So this last number is under the management aspect as well, wherein they got influence from the founders. So this is a very Filipino values. They usually follow what the founders has started. So now let's move on to the human resource aspect. So first is, the Manila Hotel practices internal employee elevated that brings their employee to enjoy their job. It has a creative job culture and it guides its employees in a very productive manner. So here it's considered a strength because the Manila Hotel really values their employee relationship with each other. So here, they already guide their employees in a very productive manner. So next is well-trained workforce. So under the human resource aspect, so it is really a strength of the company if all the employees are well-trained. So next is they are evaluating existing employee. So not just all the newcomers or the new employees are being evaluated. So to know if the performance of the existing employees are still good enough, so they are going to evaluate the existing employees. So next is the digital management data. So this is a very 21st century renovation of the company wherein they already did a digital data. Well for the company they already did a database management data wherein they already compiled all the data from the start of the employee up to the present. So lastly is the team building. So team building is an activity that fosters camaraderie among all the employees and to all the executive officers as well. So in contrast with the strengths, so here are the weaknesses under the management aspect. So first is there are some wasted areas that were planters before to increase the floor area. So Manila Hotel purchased before a land that they used to set up a project but due to unforeseen circumstances, they failed to finish that project. So next is the sudden change of administration. So here under the management aspect, so why is it considered a weakness? It's because they need to undergo another adjustment for this another administration. So for sure they will incur another changes for this administration. Next is they are susceptible to political events, which means they are easily influenced by the government or anything that can bribe them just for an exchange or something. So next is the hotel is not ISO certified. So ISO meaning the management is not following the regulations and standards of the ISO. So lastly, pressure and high standards and deadlines are some of the disadvantage of the hotel. So well said. So they are high standards. Well, of course, they are a 5-star hotel. Lastly, pressure and high standards and deadlines are some of the disadvantage of the hotel. So it is well said. So next is the human resource aspect. So first is lack of manpower aspects. So since Manila Hotel is a 5-star hotel and they are operating 24/7, so employees need all the qualities of a specific employee because they are facing a lot of people checking in the hotel. So next is no recruitment of new employees. So since the Manila Hotel is not recruiting new employees, how are they going to get new ideas from the fresh graduates? So next is the job mismatch. So this is not the only company that is experiencing job mismatch. So most of the companies are experiencing job mismatch because not all companies are offering the same job. So what will the employee will do is they will accept what is offered by the specific company. So next is HR management systems are equally susceptible to downtime with possibly dire consequences. This includes bringing a critical business activity to a half if employee data is not accessible. So as usual, so this is a technological problem of the company. So if the employee data is not accessible, well of course, the management systems will not work properly as well. So lastly, risk to having a condition that frustrate in attaining the hotel goals and objectives. So that would be all for the human resource aspect. So to sum it up, the better the company understands its strengths and weaknesses, the better they'll be able to draw their assets and develop strategies to address those challenges. Thank you so much for listening.